Okay.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get this started really quick. I know a lot of people have a lot going on with all the craziness. So that's why we're going to record it for future reference. This will be in the team page under the Zoom's pinned item. But really quick, we just wanted to go over what you should be doing every single day to grow your business and how to plan out your week. So first off, I'm going to go over our IPAs, and then Chelsea and I will sit down together every single week and we plan our weeks together because it helps us hold each other accountable because we both are single moms. It's really easy for us to slack and make excuses. So that's just something I recommend doing. We can start doing Zooms together if that's what you guys want. Just kind of let me know. So I know some people like to use their phone. I know there's other people in network marketing that have like an online planner. I am a pencil paper person. I like to write it. I like to have like the markers, write it, highlight it, have all the things. So Chelsea and I actually have the same one, but it's just from Target. It's like a book. I will be honest, not everybody needs a book. This one's like 20 bucks, but I like it because it has every single day. So each page is a day, and it gives you like today's top 3 priorities, your schedule, your to-do list, your notes. It has like a little inspiring quote, and it gives you a place to put your gratitude, which to me is super important. Super important. I even make my kids every day talk about what they're grateful for that day. Just have a mind of abundance and have a mind of gratitude. So real quick, what we're going to go over is just your IPAs, your income producing activities that you should be doing every single day. And if you want further details on these, if you go to the Team Grit page and at the top search bar, type in IPA, there's stuff that will pull up. There's even cute graphics that Chelsea had made back in June or July, and they're still very accurate to what we do every single day. So the first IPA is story. Show up in your story some way, somehow, every single day, whether it's you posting an inspirational quote, you talking to people, you doing a tutorial, showing your life or your kids or your job, whatever it is. Show up every single day in your stories. The other thing with stories is I highly recommend showing yourself taking one of the products every single day. So I'll either post a boomerang of my capsules or my DFT or just my shake. And you don't even have to say, this is my capsules. It does A, B, and C. It has B12 in it, blah, blah, blah. Something like the other day I did a poll and it was something like, should I have chocolate or vanilla today? Got like 90 some votes on it. Like people just wanted to vote on something, like they don't care. So, but it will get people asking questions. The second thing, which is the thing you guys hear me talk about the most, is self-development. You need to be pouring into yourself every single day. You cannot pour to other people from an empty cup. You cannot give other people value to build your relationships from an empty cup. So whether that be read a book, whether it be go on Pinterest, whether it be work out, whether it be listen to music, whether it be listening to a podcast, whatever it is, do what you need to do to fill up your cup every single day. Hi, Jackie. So fill up your cup every single day. I think for me, at least, it's very important that I do personal self-development. So whether like right now I'm really working on healing and boundaries, but also do business development. Listen to a business podcast. Listen to, a business book. The book I'm reading for business is called Building a Story Brand. And it's all about telling your story, but doing it in a non-salesy way and connecting with other people. So every single day you should be doing self-development. The next thing is growing your network. Oh my God, I made it. Oh, so grow your network every single day. I've been doing this a little bit differently than I have in the past. So 1, I am using hashtags. 2, I am using the location little thing on my stories. But the other thing I would recommend doing is I've only been picking 20 people a week. I've been following 20 new accounts a week. I have a notebook. I would go get it, but my kids are asleep in there. And it has the names of the people that I have been following that week. And every single day I look at that list and I go and make sure I've commented, liked their recent post, and a genuine comment, not just like oh, that's so cute. Like, oh my God, I love your top. Where did you get it from? That's my style. Oh, I've been looking for a shirt like that for my son. Whatever it is, comment and give a genuine comment to them. Start a conversation with them. And then I'm making sure I'm viewing their stories every single day and DMing them off their stories. they are seeing me, and in return, I'm getting more follows back, and I'm getting more follows from people who are actually engaging with me. Just the last hour, I have 13 new messages on Instagram, just because I'm constantly trying to keep people in conversations, and it's not even Thrive related, but that will come. The next thing is a post. This is something I will be completely honest, and Chelsea is awesome at this. Jackie is awesome at this. You guys post every single day. I show up in my stories every day. I don't always post everything every day. It's something I'm working on. Chelsea has a really good explanation of the post that we'll have to reword and maybe add it to the team page of the different types of posts that you should be doing, but it doesn't always have to be Thrive related. Make it a connection with them. Show your family, show your real life, show, what you do for a living. I post about hair all the time, and I've connected with so many people in the salon, like in salons, since I've gone back to the salon. I post about my kids. I have a post to go up tomorrow that talks about how all my kids' cousins are furs, like fur dogs, so post different things every single day. And then the last thing that you should be doing every single day is engaging with other people. So go through your feed, and none of this can be time consuming. Like, guys, I can have all this done before I go to the salon, and I work 12-hour shifts. It's like, you can get up and have this done before you leave. Engage for 5 minutes, go through and comment and like every single picture. And then at the end of the day, spend 5 to 15 minutes and go through your stories and DM people off of the stories. You don't have to spend all day doing this, but if you're spending 5 to 15 minutes a day doing this, you are going to see a difference. And the story thing, that just post it throughout the day. And honestly, a lot of my stories of my products, I take the day before, and then I post them the following day so I can get the text on them as I like and different things like that. And then I just post it throughout the day of my kids. My self-development, I listen to a podcast on the way to work, or while I'm getting ready for work, while I'm doing the laundry, the dishes, giving kids a bath. I am reading a paper book right now, so it is taking me a lot longer to get through. And then grow your network. That doesn't take long on Sundays when I pick my 20 people I'm going to follow, but then to go through the list takes me maybe 15 minutes. And you can really have all your posts ready for the week on Sundays if you are committed. Chelsea, like I said, and Jackie are bomb at that. I'm not so great, but I'm working on it. So next, for how we plan for the week, which if anybody wants to unmute themselves, like Chelsea or Jackie, I know Jackie's doing schoolwork, she said, so we can talk through planning our week, you're more than welcome to. But I also will write down my kids' schedule in here, anything we have that week, my hours I work. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have 9 to 8, 9 to 6, or 9 to 6, whatever it is. And then we'll just sit here and talk it out like we usually do.
I want to say, while we were sitting here, I've literally already planned my week out. That's how fast you can do it. Once you get the hang of it. Mm-hmm. If you're with IPAs, at least, it's really easy. And just like Michaela, I'm a pen to paper person. I like to be able to see what I have going that day and check it off as I go. And that way I kind of know what I've accomplished that day. Once I get to the end of the day, what are things I need to finish before I go to sleep? Because for me, I personally feel like you should have your non-negotiables. IPAs should be a non-negotiable. Don't overwhelm yourself. Obviously, if 5 IPAs is too much, start with 3 of your top non-negotiable IPAs. Posting should be one of them. I personally believe self-development should be one of them. That should always be a non-negotiable for you every single day, no matter what. And do engagement as the third one, or growing your network as a third one to start, until you kind of get a good routine going. Once you get a good routine, you pretty much know how your days are going to go and where you can kind of schedule in each IPA. For me, as we sat here, I went through every single day, wrote down every single IPA. To go a step further than that, typically Michaela and I will talk about what we're going to actually post about, like the topic, what type of post we're going to do. If we're going to do an unfold story that day, and what the unfold story is going to be about, whether it's going to be business related or product related. So we kind of peel the onion back a little bit and we do a next step. So you kind of have your top layer, and then you want to break it down just a little bit more to be specific. So when you get to that day, you already have an idea of what you're going to be posting that day. I know for me, I have probably 5 or 6 unfold stories already made that I can, filter out.
And with
I haven't
those,
been
you
as
can
good about
reuse
it,
them.
but I was posting one almost every single day. Because you don't really know that somebody is seeing your stuff every day. So some of it might be repetitive to some people, but if you're growing your network, you have new eyes on you and they've never seen that story before. They've never learned about you before. I highly recommend, I actually have a training on our YouTube, it's in our team page, on unfold stories, like how to make an unfold story. And I really just break it down, but I highly recommend having at least one pre-made on the products, very simple, maybe 5 slides, something super easy, and then one on the business. But you want to talk about yourself, who you are. You want to introduce yourself in one of your stories, a little bit about yourself. And hopefully I want to try and plan like a completely different training on like your 5s list, the 5s about who you are, the 5s about the business, kind of both things, because that's really going to help with your posting. But you want to go over that stuff, like who you are and about yourself in your unfold, but then kind of gradually go into the business, maybe why you chose it, what it's doing for you, a little bit about the comp plan, this or that. So
with that, I just want to add in, whenever you talk about who you are, don't be afraid to go beyond surface level, because that's when you're going to connect with people. For me, it was so scary to talk about, and I know Chelsea has been in the same boat, to talk about my divorce and talk about the fact that I'm now a full-time single mom, because it's so easy to feel like you're going to get judged. But I've connected with so many more women by being vulnerable, by being open and talking about the anxieties I'm going through, talking about that type of thing. So go beyond surface level and don't just be like, oh, I'm a Kayla and I'm a mom. Like, no, I'm a single mom and I'm doing this business to buy my kids a house, because that's what we need, or to pay for day-by-day necessities. Or, there's moms out there who they can't buy diapers. Like, I was 19, I was that mom. There are people out there who can't pay their car payment. So don't be afraid to go beyond surface level.
Kelly, yeah. What I was going to say too.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
All right, so no, I figured, well, this one stop talking for a quick minute. First of all, I need to go watch your Unfold, because I have no clue about Unfold. But what I do, and I started this a little while back, is I have a folder on my phone and it's called staging. So every morning I'm going to find it, because obviously when you take your cabinet, it's dark, you're rolling out of bed, it's not always well lit and stuff like that. So I take pictures and I'll save them in that folder, and then I'll decide how I feel for the morning, and I'll pick one of them and I'll go, if I'm not going to do a live picture. So I keep a lot of staging ones, and I keep that throughout the day. So you can put stuff in your stories, you can put them on your page. And then as time goes on, I kind of get these thoughts. And as I start getting the thoughts, I go into my notes and I write it out. I'll write the whole post out. But that way, when I think about it again, I have the picture, I have the story, I have it ready. I just put it together and keep it moving. So that's what I do. Basically, that's how I plan mine. I mean, of course, I'm up all hours of the night. So I start thinking about things at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, that's a good thought. So I start writing it down. But that's how I do it too. And I'm the same as you. As I'm here, I was updating my phone. We're here doing schoolwork because school's going to be closed. And I made my list and I have all my things I need to do. And I do the same thing. I make my list written, because I'm OCD. I have it in my phone, and then I have reminders that come up. That way at the end of the night, if there's something that I feel like where I missed that cutoff time, then I go and I'll move it again to another area. But at least I know it's got to be done. It's the next day it has to be done. So that's how I keep myself organized.
I love that. I think it's so smart to organize yourself within your photos. I have one that's labeled IG stories, and that's where I save all of my Unfold stories. And I've cycled through a lot of them. So older ones that I don't like anymore, or just don't make sense for like where I am in life anymore, I delete them and I replace them with a new one. But it's very smart to have those types of folders. I have one for all of our Thrive PDFs. So if you ever have a customer or a promoter potential asking like, what's in the shakes, or, what is this? Let me send you the PDF so you can look at it yourself. Since we can't make medical claims and I'm not about to know every single ingredient in the capsules or the shakes, I just know they work. But there's a lot of people who need to know what is in something. So I've saved a lot of PDFs, like the main ones. I don't have every single one, but at least the main 3 steps, and the DFTs I have. And, like Jackie, I have just different IG stories to have on hand, because you never know. And if you're planning ahead, then, you know what you're going to post, you know exactly where to go. And I do the same with my posting. I have a folder specifically for post ideas, and I type out my post there. If I'm, out somewhere or I think of something, I hit my little record button and I talk to text whatever I'm thinking or whatever I'm feeling. And then you can later on create a post from that, from how you're feeling in that moment, or, what those words meant to you or why you wrote that down. So it's really good to utilize your folders. And I honestly don't know if you have an Android. I don't know how Android works. If you can do specific folders like that, I don't know, or notes or anything, but I know an iPhone, that's how you can do it. But yeah, I know it's in the team page, but it's on the YouTube as well, like the Unfold story. And it's like a full screen recording of me doing an Unfold. So it's definitely something that could help. And I think I did it within this year, so it should still be fairly up to date. But
with that too, I make sure to make a note on my Tuesday day. I write out, I am writing about our pay. Even if you sign one customer and you've nobody under you and you make $15 that week, that's half a gas tank, that's dinner, that's, so I always write about how I usually do an Unfold story about how we get paid every single Tuesday. Because even people who work normal jobs, like at the salon, we get paid bi-weekly, and that can be hard to budget. Some of us aren't very good at budgeting. So it's nice to get paid weekly, and it's about how we get paid weekly and how, that's taking down debt or adding to a savings or different things like that. So I would just put a little note in there, make it every single Tuesday is about payday, whether it's a post or something in your stories. I think that's huge. So I gotta write this down or else I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
And I know typically I don't ever like to say take the weekend off, but we don't kind of go as all in as far as IPAs go on the weekends, because you do deserve time to yourself. And, if your weekend falls midweek, however it works out for you, allow yourself at least one day to reset, relax, kind of stay off your phone, post, once that day, or show up in your stories that day. There's never not a day I'm in my stories. I'm in my stories every single day. I personally just can't stay out of them. I like sharing what I'm doing and sharing what my 3-nager is doing, to either annoy me or get into trouble or, do whatever. So normally, like on Sundays, I don't do a whole lot besides show up in my stories and do some self-development. And that's kind of really where I cut it off. But do what works for you, but don't feel like you have to constantly be on your phone doing things to work this business all day, every day. You deserve time off. You deserve to not be on your phone. And that's why we try and engrave in your brain that you don't have to be attached to your phone to do this, and you can kind of work in what you need to. Like Michaela said, first thing when you wake up, she's up at like 4:30 a.m. Like, I'm still asleep, but she's already done with her shit by the time I get up. And so by the time I get up, yeah, and by the time I get up, I'm like, I guess I'll do something. Like, and for me, I do a little bit in the morning. I get my son up. He's a psychopath most of the mornings, so I can't get a whole lot done when he's awake. So when he's done with breakfast, I do a little bit. And really, when he naps and he goes to bed, that's when I do a lot of my stuff, because I have the child that I cannot go to a different room without him following me. So I can't really get a whole lot done when he's awake. So all of my stuff is done when he's sleeping. So that's one thing to just keep in mind. Make this work for your schedule. You can fit this in to whatever works best for you. Just know you have certain things that need to get done every day. How are you going to fit them in? When will they work best? And once you start getting into the routine, you'll plan the night before so you know what's coming the next day. And then it's a lot easier to throw a post up because you can save your post in Instagram and just hit post. Instead of having to write something out and spend 10 minutes, you can have them pre-planned. A lot of Sundays I actually like to do that, plan stuff out. So that way for the week, I'm mostly set up. So there's a lot of different ways you can plan out your week, but I know Michaela and I really like to dig into topics for each day, what kind of untold story we're going to post each day, what days we're going to post that specific unfold story, just because I know for me, I'm OCD. I like to know what's happening when it's going to happen. Because if not, I literally forget something somebody told me 5 minutes ago. That's just normally how my days go. So I like to have it planned out.
I feel like usually, and this varies depending on the season, right now, we are in a growing season when it comes to the business because of everything that's going on with all the craziness. People are in fear. People want to work from home. And not only that, but we're getting to be to summertime where moms want to make extra money to, take their kids to do stuff, or where people want to go on vacation. So I feel like they're hitting Monday, Wednesday, Fridays talking about the business. Tuesday, Thursdays are more so for the products. But regardless what I'm talking about that day, I'm still going to show up and show my 3 steps in some form. I just think that's so crucial. And the other thing I wanted to add in with that, and something that I think is super important to remember, because like she said, make your non-negotiables, whatever they may be, and work for you, but make sure that they are non-negotiables and you are holding yourself accountable to show up and do them. Because at the end of the day, if you treat this like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, I promise you it can pay you like a business, and you can make 4 figures a month, 4 figures a week plus. It is possible, but you have to make sure you are treating this like a business and holding yourself accountable. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, the last 6 months, you guys, I have sucked. I'll be the first person to tell you that. I have been horrible self-discipline. Life has been crazy, and I've used that as an excuse. So I will go to Chelsea because you know what? I know Chelsea will call my ass out. She'll be the first person to call me up. You think she won't FaceTime me at 10 o'clock at night and be like, I didn't see your post today? You sure did. But she will call me up and tell me. So if you don't feel like you are in a position to hold yourself accountable, or you're going through a hard season, tell somebody, hey, be my accountability partner. Hey, help me make sure I'm doing my shit this week. So be honest, be open, find somebody, whether that be me, whether that be Chelsea, whoever, or put in the group chat, but just make sure it's important to remember to hold yourself self-disciplined and accountable to do those things if you want to be paid like a business. And that's all I really have for this week. Honestly, I put Monday, Wednesday, Friday as business days, posting about the business or my story. I put Tuesday, Thursday as products because I'm not as focused on them right now. I know Lavelle does have the $100,000 thing going on, and I think that's awesome for products, which we still should be signing customers. You want to get your product for free every month, so you want to sign 2 customers to get your credits. I love this season because it's a growing season. Yeah. All those seeds that you guys have planted the past 6 months, the past month, the past year, the past few days, they're going to sprout. You just got to keep showing up and keep planting those seeds every single day. It will pay off. People will message me a year later. People will message me, you guys, we've been with this business. We switched to Lavelle 2 years ago, and people will message me 2.5 now. I know, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, ooh, it's been a hot minute. So people will still message me, though, that messaged me in the beginning. So show up every day. Don't get frustrated. Don't, stick with it. Your little effort will compound. 1% every day compounds up to a really big end result.
And I definitely encourage writing down a goal for yourself each week. Whether it's signing so many people, or, I've kind of changed my mindset in regards to that. I've started writing down, change this many lives, because at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We're ultimately going to change someone's life when they either start this business or start on the products, or, you know, set a goal for yourself to complete your IPAs every single day, to hold yourself accountable, to do a live. Maybe you don't ever go live. You know, make it a goal to go live one day and pick somebody to do a live with. I don't even know if Facebook is letting you do double lives anymore. I think Instagram still is, but I don't think Facebook's been playing with everybody lately. I don't even know
Facebook hates us
anymore. I can't keep up. That's why I hardly ever use Facebook. It just irritates me so much. So I'm always on Instagram, but I think you can still do lives with somebody else on Instagram. Maybe we need to test that out at some point this week and just see if we can do it. But, you know, write yourself a couple of goals for each week to try and hold yourself accountable. You know, to know that at the end of this week, I'm going to accomplish those goals that I set for myself, or I'm going to work like hell to make sure that I get there. And even if I don't, I know I've done the work in the meantime. And that work is your seeds that you're planting. So that's what you always have to remember. You might not always sign somebody after a full week of working extremely hard and posting every single day and doing all of your IPAs, but then you're going to have a week when you sign like 4 or 5. So just keep that in mind. There's ebbs and flows, but every single time you're kind of quiet, you still have to remember people are watching you. That has been upgraded. Are you getting a message that I'm getting?
What?
This meeting has been upgraded by the host and now includes unlimited minutes.
Well, I didn't upgrade anything, but cool, let's go. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I'm wondering,
I
think the CEO of Zoom has opened up Zoom for like schools. Everybody and all the teachers and everybody who's home. So
let's take advantage because I quit paying for it for a little bit.
But yeah, so just know that the consistency, and we like to plan out our weeks for the consistency because that's what's going to pay off, being consistent. And, you know, just like Michaela, I had probably about 4-ish months where I kind of fell off. I started going through some personal stuff. I let it get to me. I let myself fall off, and then you get into your own head. And what I've been back full force for probably about a month, and was it last week? I signed somebody. So it's kind of, you know, getting back into your routine and being consistent is when it's going to pay off. But I mean, I'm totally up for doing these every week. You know, me and Michaela already do it.
We can just make it a Sunday night thing.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to go more in depth, kind of like me and her do, as far as what we're going to post on what day, we can do that. But yeah, I just think it's for me, a really good habit to just kind of, you know, stay on top of organization. And, you know, everybody has a different lifestyle. And I know Jackie's going 24/7, like 10 days a week, not just, she's like always going. And so I know for her, like, organization is huge because she has a crazy busy lifestyle and, you know, kids to, you know, take here and there and places to be and things to remember. And so being organized is just super important. And when you have everything planned out, it just makes it a little bit less overwhelming, or the feeling of being overwhelmed, especially if you're new coming in. And, you know, that's why we want to make sure that, you know, we do what we can to help set you up for success and, you know, help you kind of plan out your weeks to where you don't feel overwhelmed and it just kind of goes smooth sailing. As far as, you know, planning out your week and everything.
When I feel overwhelmed, I just sit on the couch and don't do anything. So this helps prevent that. Which question, Jackie? I know your husband's been home, but are you guys quarantined? Like, what's your school situation? I'm just curious.
So what they decided was, let me see. So Friday, you know, I was hearing things about, I was hearing about the other schools. I would say in our district that we live in, we don't go to the school in our district, class, but we go to a private school, and the busing comes from this district. So I was still just driving them to school, and 3 schools were closed. I think it was going to be just for like the week. So Friday, I spoke to the principal. She's like, oh, an email's coming out, something about Monday, and they're going to do a half day. The teachers are going to prepare, I guess, for like distance learning just in case and learn about the whole virus and what to do. So I left lunch duty at 12:30ish. I went back at 2:30 to pick the girls up. The Archdiocese closed all elementary Catholic schools for at least this week coming. We don't know for how long it's going to be, but they're saying that the if you self quarantine and all that stuff, no school here. Yeah, and so for us, I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you, because quarantine time is 2 weeks. So I can't say they're just going to do a couple days and think about it. If all the other schools. So we have schoolwork that they gave them for the week. For Sydney, the upper grades have Google Classroom, so a lot of things the teachers can put on.
I'm going to stop recording, just FYI.
Okay.